Maybe this will sound like an experience that you had. I remember when I was in Italy, people would often say things about my pronunciation and my accent, but then talking to them and trying to figure out what was actually going on, people wouldn't actually know. They would just be able to tell you things like, oh, something sounds weird, something sounds off, something sounds different, and it took a while for me to find the resources that would actually explain why was I sounding different than the people around me? And this can happen maybe, for instance, for you, if you're based in the US or North America or in any other place, and you try asking people like, hey, like, I know I said something wrong, but what was wrong about it? Or people are making comments about what I say, but I don't know what to change. And maybe you're getting the same sort of feedback that I received, where people aren't actually able to tell you what's the specific thing that's up. Why don't you sound natural in the language that you're speaking? In this case, maybe American English. Well, today I'm going to be looking at two more pronunciation files that were sent to me to give some suggestions on some things that could be causing an accent or for people to hear an accent. Good morning, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome to your American English pronunciation review show, the Schwa Mill. We are here Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, right around now, right around 7 a.m. New York, to listen to two audio files that you guys send in and to give some suggestions and things like that. And to guide you in this process, there, of course, is me. Hi, my name is Geoff. It rhymes with breath. That is one of the four keys for a natural sound in American English pronunciation, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds in order to strengthen your vowel sounds. And today, again, we have some more sounds for you. Before we dive into those, I also just want to encourage you to check out, if you are interested in becoming a better communicator, if you are interested in improving individual vowel sounds and things like that, I encourage you to check out our additional YouTube channel, youtube.com/forward, which is all about trying to teach people vowels and pronunciation and different sounds in addition to communication. So breath techniques, body language techniques, things to do with your voice to give you a more natural sound as well. It may, if you find this video helpful, this channel helpful, you may find that channel helpful as well. Let us take a listen now to our very first file to see what sort of feedback we can give.
Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about a rather important topic, which is cruelty, or like the dire situation that like stray animals face every day.
I'm going to play it one more time.
Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about a rather important topic, which is cruelty, or like the dire situation that like stray animals face every day.
Okay. And as always, thank you to everyone who's been sending us files. You can do so yourself if you're interested in our free Telegram group, which you can find in the video description. There's a couple of things that firstly are standing out to me as coming in with a bit of a British English context. I'm going to start off by just trying to identify what those things are.
Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about a rather important topic, which is cruelty, or like the dire situation that like stray animals face every day.
Okay. For me, a couple words like, for instance, like talk, like talk, or talk, like talk. That I think are going to give you slightly more American sound, slightly lower placement, a little bit more resonance and breath with the diaphragm. A similar word to that would like situation. Um, Very often in American English, what you're going to get with that TU sounds like that. Ch sounds like sitch, situation, and then that lower placement again on that A sound, so situation. That's the biggest difference between American English and British English. I'm actually working with a British actor right now, and a lot of what we do is just trying to practice adding more breath, lowering the placement in order to guide us. So that is something to consider there. In addition to that,
Hello everyone, so today I want to talk about a rather important topic, which is cruelty, or like the dire situation that like stray animals face every day.
I want to home in on that last part, like the dire situation that stray animals face every day, that part. And I think it's going to tie into our second audio file as well, if I remember it. And what we're going to be focusing on is a central concept that we mention a lot is that when you change a thought group, you have to also make some other changes, including, for instance, pitch. And I think one of the things that ends up happening in that second half of this audio is that we end up getting a little bit stuck. The pattern that we use inside the thought group is good, but the movement around each of the thought groups is, I would say, a little bit insufficient to give you a natural sound. I'll play it again and demonstrate.
Hello everyone, so today I wanted to talk about a rather important topic, which is cruelty, or like the dire situation that like stray animals face every day.
Dire situation that stray animals face every day. So what just happened is we just had 3 thought groups in a row that were more or less right around the same pitch level. Dire situation stray animals face every day. It almost feels like we have a keyboard that has one key. Like we're just kind of repeating that. So again, as you change thought group, you do want to make sure that you are changing your pitch level, because otherwise that can give you a less natural sound. It can still be understandable, though it can cause your listener to work a bit. So that is one thing to consider. If you had a wider pitch range, I'll give you one example what that could sound like.
Hello everyone, so today I wanted to talk about a rather important topic, which is cruelty, or like the dire situation that like stray animals face every day.
Dire situation stray animals face every day. If you wanted to add more pitch range, it could be like the dire situation stray animals face every day, or like the dire situations stray animals face every day, or the dire situation stray animals face every day. Like just all of those have different ways you can handle it. You're also going to notice that I was playing around with pausing, play around with pacing, and things like that, because that's the ultimate thing, is that a wider range of pitch is going to be helpful here, but also just a wider range of elements of contrast. Playing around with speed, playing around with pitch, playing around with firmness, like I'm talking firm versus like soft, talking soft. All of those things together are going to help you get this to sound a bit more dynamic and also more natural. We'll play it through one final thing to see if there's other thoughts that come to mind.
Hello everyone, so today I wanted to talk about a rather important topic, which is cruelty, or like the dire situation that like stray animals face every day.
Yeah, I think the last comment again is something I mentioned earlier, is I think just trying to keep that placement low and the diaphragm engaged a little bit to add more resonance and breath, because some of our vowels are getting reduced. We talk a little bit about talk, like today I want to talk about, versus today I want to talk about, or even like the word so, like so versus so. So we have to make sure that, again, we're adding more breath to the things we say, and that's going to help us achieve a much more natural sound as well. Thanks for sending that audio file. Appreciate it. Hope to hear from you more around the channel and the Telegram group as well. Let's take a listen to our second file for today, see what suggestions we can give.
Oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him. I'm really excited. I hope it's not another 20 years before.
Yeah, play it one more time.
Oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him. I'm really excited. I hope it's not another 20 years before.
Okay. Thank you, as always, for sending this audio file as well. The very first thing that I'm going to say is that I think paying attention to thought group lengths and how we join our thought groups together is going to be very, very helpful. Okay, so again, if you're not familiar with thought groups, we've thrown that word around a little bit. We never really explained it. Thought groups are groups of words that go together before your next group of words. Okay. So like, for instance, in that sentence I just said, thought groups are, first thought group, groups of words that go together, next thought group, before your next group of words, second, last thought group. And so one of the things we're hearing in this audio file is that a lot of our thought groups are more or less the same amount of words, and that same amount of words tends to be right around 2 to 3. I'll demonstrate for you. Let's play it first.
Oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him. I'm really excited. I hope it's not another 20 years before.
Like, I hope it's not another 20 years before. Like things like that. I hope it's not another 20 years before, like things like that. That can result in speech that sounds a little bit choppy and less natural. It's not necessarily wrong to have short thought groups. You can find lots of native speakers that talk with short thought groups. The thing I would encourage you to explore is to mix up the length. So if one thought group has 2 words, then maybe your next thought group can double that or go a little bit longer and things like that. Having short thought groups together can be an effective device in speech, but it's not necessarily something you want to use all the time. It's not necessarily something you want to use all the time, like things like that. That's a lot of short thought groups. It makes things sound very punchy. As an alternative, for instance, that section there, what would it sound like if you mixed up some of the thought group lengths?
Oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him. I'm really excited. I hope it's not another 20 years before.
I hope it's not another 20 years before. So that would be like 2 thought groups instead of 4. Versus like, I hope it's not another 20 years before. I hope it's not another. Or you could even extend it maybe even longer than that. Like, I hope it's not another 20 years. I hope it's not another 20 years. That would be an example of all of that in a single thought group. Okay. So just some things to consider there, playing around with your thought group lengths. Because when I listen to this, this is an audio file that has a lot of firmness to the voice.
Oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him. I'm really excited.
Oh man, we had to find the right. I'm hearing the word thing, like the right thing. I love him. Like that's all very firm. What's the opposite of that? Like softness. It's like, oh man, like we had to find the right thing. I love him. Right? Like that would be an example of a lot of softness. Okay, it's not exactly the same thing as volume, but you can probably hear the difference in voice quality there. Another suggestion I would really give is trying to experiment with just talking softly. Okay, so take something that you want to practice saying, and just experiment. Say it the first time all firm, then the next time you say it all soft. Like, oh man, we had to find a. Oh man, we had to find that. So like just trying to bounce in between firmness and softness a lot is going to be very, very helpful. The last thing I will say about this audio file.
Oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him. I'm really.
Yeah. In addition to all the thought groups being short, a lot of them are more or less at the same pitch level too. So listen to all the comments I gave about the first audio file, because those are going to apply here as well. A lot of our thought groups are more or less doing the same pitch levels. Hello to Mr. Go Big Go Home. It's been a minute. Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So check out what I mentioned about the pitch stuff as well. The other thing I would say.
Oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him.
Last thing I'll say is that we're coming off as a little bit syllable time. All of your syllables are more or less the same length, which in English you don't have to do. And in fact, English is going to try to stay away from that, which is also kind of chopping up your speech a bit. Like, oh man, we had to find the versus like, oh man, we had to find the right thing. I love him. So it's like really trying to mix it up. So say, oh man, we really had to find the right thing versus, oh man, we really had to find the right thing. Like things like that, just kind of mixing up the pacing of the words is another element of contrast I think would be really helpful here. I mentioned that I'm not sure if the word is like the right thing. If it is, I would watch out for that TH sound a little bit. It's just a little choppy, like right thing versus like thing. The TH sound is very, very soft. So I'll try to go a little bit softer there. Give a little more space to your vowels and things like that. But thank you for sending that audio. Thanks to everyone who's been sending us audio files in the group. And if you would like the opportunity to have your own pronunciation looked at in a future episode of the Schwa Mill, you can take a look at that video description. And if you found this helpful and you want more insights into specific sounds and ways to sound more natural with pitch and firmness and breath and pausing and using your body language and things like that, again, I encourage you to check out our new YouTube channel at youtube.com/@go4word, or the channel itself is just forward. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. We'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, I appreciate you. There's a lot of pronunciation resources out there. Very much aware of that. So the fact that you are here, spend some time with me, appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day, have a good night, and a good afternoon.